going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today I have some incredible footage for you guys. This is going to be one of the greatest clan boss guides you're ever going to see on YouTube, I promise you. So what this all boils down to is a team I just showcased in a previous video, the one I just released. If you're interested in that, you can definitely go and check it out. I'm not going to be showing you the stats of the champions in this video, but I can show you right now the team composition. I'm going to be using Martyr, War Chief, Rio Bone Spear, Tyrant Ixtamore, and Mountain King. Now, what I mean by the footage that I captured is this team is very unique. There's a concept for clan boss that I've been trying to show people for a very long time, but it's been hard because I've been using these OP teams, Valkyrie Shield, I've been going to over 100 turns, or I've been doing unkillable teams. But like I said, some of the footage I got during this run, and based on how this team is set up, it's going to allow me to make this video here, which is going to give you guys so many good tips for building clan boss teams if you're struggling, if you don't have the OP champions that give huge shields, if you don't have unkillable, and it's going to overall improve your understanding of the clan boss itself. So first, let's talk about the breakdown. I stacked health on all of these champions here, and defense to close to or around the cap, if not a little bit higher for damage, the cap being 4,000 defense before you get some diminishing returns. However, layering defense is the thing, so it's never bad to go above 4,000 because it's still an increase in survivability, even though it's not as big as prior to 4,000 defense. So the first thing I want to walk you guys through is how this comp works. We're going to go a little bit into the clip here to a fresh round, which should be round 4. Let me wait for a stun to happen, or it all resets here. Okay, there was a stun, so this is from the start here. So right off the bat, one important thing to notice is, coming to the stun, I speed tuned these champions specifically, so not every champion is going to have ally protection. This is something that a lot of people don't take advantage of. I see a lot of people using ally protection on both of the AoEs, and in my opinion, this is not the right way to approach these things. Now, this is going to be proof of concept right here, because you're going to find out once I scroll to the end of the video that this team without shield, stacking HP, stacking a little bit of defense, nothing crazy, no one has like 6,000 defense on this team, that with these buffs I was able to last over 50 turns on a 1-to-1 ratio. So this concept comes from, like I said, layering defense, and the fact that if you have ally protection on all 4 champions being redirected to one champion for 2 huge hard-hitting AoEs, the champion casting the ally protection, being Tyrant Ixtamore, is going to die much earlier than he should. So the first important tip is going to be, don't strain your ally protection champions too much. Having them cover the stun and having them cover partial of the first AoE is going to be more effective overall if you're not using any type of other layered defense like a shield or some type of unkillable block damage buff to help further mitigate that damage. So now we're going to return to the clip and you're going to see exactly what I mean here. Right before the first AoE happens, you can notice right away, I'm going to pause it. We have ally protection on War Chief, Mountain King, Rio Bone Spear, but not on Martyr. So this one champion is going to allow for the perfect distribution of damage to ensure that all of these champions are living to their maximum potential until the end of this clan boss key. Now, one thing that some champions don't have that I am having the advantage of in this video is going to be Rio Bone Spear with decreased crit rate. Decreased crit rate buff on the clan boss ensures the clan boss has 0 crit rate. The base crit rate for the clan boss is 15, so with this debuff it will always be 0, eliminating any chance of there to be some type of RNG factor to this team. As we can see here, this is where I'm choosing to use that ally protection, so it scales the way I want it to. And another important thing is the heal I'm using from Rio Bone Spear is happening just before that. So I am letting the team go through 2 AoEs before I use a gigantic heal. And this is to ensure maximum longevity in the team, to make sure everyone lives to the end of the run as long as it possibly can last. Now, the real bread and butter to what I'm going to show you that's going to help you guys so much in the clan boss is going to end up being at the end of this run. So we're going to go all the way through here, and you're going to see, like I kind of showed in the last video, how crazy it is that this team, with so few buffs, just using base stats to their advantage, these simple defense up buff as well as ally protection on some champions, can survive so many rounds with no problem. So as we can see here, things are getting a little bit dicey here for War Chief as he's getting low. So we're going to stop it right about, okay, so right before here. The heal went off, and you can see now Rio Bone Spear is now going to get stunned here. So this is exactly why I place ally protection exactly where I place it, and I place the heal exactly where I place it. If I had the ally protection in any other point in this fight, I would be losing a champion here, which would be detrimental to the team, and it would lower the consistency of how good this team is. The fact that I put it here, I know based on my stats and the buffs that I have on these champions that no one will ever die on round 42, regardless of where the stun goes. It just will never happen based on how things here have been sorted. This is going to bring us to the next very important point here, the recovery of what's about to happen next. So this team actually does recover, and the run continues to go on as intended, which you're going to see momentarily. So the first hit, Rio Bone Spear in 0 danger, and this is how you know you have a properly built and a fully efficient clan boss team. We can have a misguided stun, we got unlucky with the health regen, the stun didn't go where we initially intended it to, and everyone is still alive. So she got extremely close to dying there, and the first champion here died, which is War Chief. Now this is the next point, and this is one of the really important things that I've never seen stressed in a video before. You never want your team to just get straight up one shot. You know you've built a proper clan boss team when champions are dying one at a time, and consistently on top of that. This team will always have an ending just like this. They will never go through a period where every single player gets one shot. What this does is it really maximizes your damage, and it gives you the full potential of what your team can do. As you can see, we are now, I think, 2 or 3 turns past where we lost the first champion here, and we are still going strong. Once again, another AoE just went by, and we are still going strong again. So this is what makes a perfect clan boss team. Now we lost another champion. We made it to round 50, and we have 2 champions alive, giving all of that damage a chance to really shine here. And then finally at turn 52, the team has a full wipe. So these are the signs of a very well-rounded and well-built clan boss team that isn't just getting one shot. You never want the stun champion to die. That means you're not properly mitigating the stun in comparison to the AoEs. If your stun champion is dying and the AoEs aren't bringing your champions to 30% or 25% health, you're simply not building your champions right, and you're not building your clan boss team correctly. So you're gonna have to alter your gear and make sure everything has a unique and nice balance. So getting back to this point, turn count 52, and let's go to where we lost our first champion, which was War Chief, and it was at, I believe, turn 44. Okay, so just consider this for one moment. We survived 8 additional rounds since the first champion died to an AoE, because had you seen the stats from the last video, you will know that War Chief had the lowest gear. So what does this tell me as the clan boss comp creator for this specific team here? This means that if I want to incrementally increase the output of this team and improve on the team, I know exactly where to start. So as we already determined, there's no variance in the possibility of the clan boss critting a champion, giving us these skewed numbers and making things uneven on that front. The data that I'm looking at right now that you're all witnessing with me goes and proves to me that War Chief is the champion that needs the most amount of work, and I have to increase his health or I have to increase his defense, and this team will live even longer. War Chief will get more turns, and therefore increasing the damage. So like I said, I'm very fortunate and lucky to have grabbed this footage here because it's so important. I don't think I've ever been able to show this before, and the fact that I can really show, besides explaining it without any real visual representation of you want champions to slowly die instead of a full team wipe, is in my opinion one of the most lacking content on YouTube as a whole, or clan boss in general. Alright guys, so I know that was a little bit in depth, but after seeing that, I really do want your guys' feedback. What do you think about this concept? How are you going to be able to use this yourself? The main point here is for people who don't have unkillable teams, who don't have Valk, which in my opinion is probably going to be the majority of players. Now a lot of players do have Under Priest Bragni from the Fusion, but there are going to be thousands and thousands of players who don't, and this is going to be a clan boss strategy that's going to improve the damage your team does and the quality of your team and overall knowledge of the game wherever you go. You can use this in dungeons, you can use this in any type of PvE content you want. Arena, it's not going to be a good example because you're always facing new opponents with new stats, different gear sets. PvE content is always going to be static, calculated, predicted. It's 100% scripted content, so you're able to make teams like this where you can review what happens and be able to assess who needs work, who doesn't need work based on the outcome you see in front of you, which is a very important thing to stress to all players. That's going to thoroughly improve the quality of your progression. No matter where you are, whether you're early game, mid game, end game, you're doing easy clan boss, normal, hard, brutal, nightmare, this is going to help you everywhere. So give me your thoughts, give me some feedback right now. What teams are you running that you can apply this to? For all of my Skull Crusher users out there, this is going to help you a lot more than you know. One thing to keep in mind, Skull Crusher does have counterattack and ally protection, so unfortunately this concept I showed you of staggering ally protection, because it's not a viable option to risk missing out on counterattack attempts from your team. You would want a second ally protection champion to apply their protection either before the stun or before the second AoE goes out to pair perfectly with Skull Crusher, which is going to increase your damage more than you would believe. Alright guys, that concludes my video today. As always, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next upload, and I will see you all in the next video.